I think that they were calling me up.
Yeah, I think they were about to give you the award.
That's exactly what it is. Ron giving me a kiss, Peter clapping, and Peter and I looking at the award, which is here. It was an unforgettable night for me with this marvelous award, this incredible woman who is the whole reason for Wilmer Eye Institute. She did it. She did it. She rolled up her sleeves and she did it. What a crazy, fantastic thing she did.
The story of Ida Breckenridge is an inspiring one. In 1903, she became the first woman pilot in human history, flying a dirigible in Paris. She was a woman who did things that women didn't do in those days and was determined to have an enormous impact. Later in life, she developed eye disease, and after Dr. Wilmer treated her successfully, she resolved that there needed to be a Wilmer Eye Institute so Dr. Wilmer could train the future generation. Dr. Wilmer told her no, and she did it anyway, Ida, and of course the rest is history.
Ida Breckenridge, she's a fabulous woman. She was adventurous, she wanted to do many things, she was determined.
She was a pioneer in how she sought for money to start Wilmer Eye Institute from anyone she could find that would talk to her, you know, from the doorman on up in her building. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's exactly what I did. I mean, I raised money from well over 100 people. I'm really proud to be honored with that award because, as I said, as Peter McDonald described it, it takes a village. You have to go find people who will give money, and you have to have a way you explain why you need it that is really moving.
In my world, you know, Wilmer's has stories for a century. Wonderful things happen everywhere here. So I kept telling Peter, let's try something. Let's go digitally. Let's go all the way with it. You know, go big or go home.
And she was absolutely right. She was onto something, and she had to educate us a little bit. We had this mindset, well, our publications in medical journals will speak for themselves. And she said, no, that you're not reaching the American public that way.
You know, across the board, we have engagement. Across the board, we've changed the culture, which I think is so Ida, right? Where she said, I'm going big or go home. I'm doing this. You know, this is the way I do things.
It's invaluable, the advice and guidance that someone in my role can get from these individuals, and they have been incredibly generous. I don't know what it would cost. If I could buy it, it'd be millions.
For me, the fit between my background in trying to look at all kinds of data, which I love analyzing and pulling apart, the thinking around that data is so consistent with what I see going on here, where people are constantly looking at what they've learned and trying to find new ways to apply it. There's just so much, there's such a wealth of opportunities that really do take place here, and I've been able to do that in my careers, be the one that would champion new directions, new innovations, new research.
You listen to these doctors who talk at the board meetings and you think, oh my goodness, how do you even think of that? It's just mind-blowing, some of it. It matters to me.
Wilmer's done great strides in the care of eyes. Stem cell research, all the things that they do, and then you can see it when you go there. You go to the labs, you feel part of it when you're there. You see the men actually doing the work and the women. It's remarkable. And the new building is the future.
My husband and my vision for this new building was for collaboration between researchers, scientists, doctors, so that there would be open space where they could meet. And as a result, within a year, there was a 30% increase in productivity.
Wilmer is not an overnight success. People have been working for 100 years to advance our field. And today, those of us at Wilmer are standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. And it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and this will continue. We are at the forefront of innovation and speed, of taking new technologies like artificial intelligence and applying them to the problems that our patients face.
And the research is important for people down the road. It's an important part of the fabric of our lives.
Yeah, what she started was really something that was going to affect millions and millions of people. And fortunately, through the institute that she helped Dr. Wilmer create, it's attracted all of these people here looking for the innovation and the unique eye care, and sometimes the unique solutions that can only be solved here. And that has created a path forward for other big philanthropists really to continue the support for Wilmer, which makes it what it is today.
You go in that building and you go up the floors and you go in those labs and you see these people are just so engrossed in what they're doing, so dedicated. How can you not want to support that?
The best thing about Wilmer Eye is the people, they teach, they research, they see patients, and they're compassionate. So the philanthropy brings the progress which will help people with very difficult eye diseases for generations.
Our mission is to end blindness, and therefore we've established the Sanford and Susan Greenberg Center to end blindness at Johns Hopkins. We don't do anything half-heartedly. And we know it will never happen in our lifetimes, but it will happen.
I think philanthropy comes in a lot of ways, and giving donations is amazing, but also understanding it. And I think because I was a consultant, you could change the world, and I think more people are doing that. Ida, we've got to give her credit for always, inspiring women to put yourself out there. Let's try this. Let's take that risk.
Dr. Wilmer had Ida. I feel like I've got a whole bunch of Idas on my board, and that's what gives me unlimited optimism for the future. If there was no Ida Breckenridge, there would be no Wilmer Institute.